Hey, good morning, folks. It's a beautiful Saturday out there. It's a lot cooler than what we're normally used to this last few weeks because it's been pretty hot on the island. Uh, and it's me. It's the mediocre cover band guitar guy. You might remember me from such roles as Dead Bloated Corpse in the River and my telematic debut in Matlock, and the man who OD'd on Preparation H in Murder, She Wrote. How's it going out there? So that first riff was just a little bit of Fastway for memory Pete Fastway, who passed away, or Pete Way, sorry, who passed away this previous week. Big loss in the for me in the rock and roll community. I was a huge fan of those guys back in the 80s coming up. Those guys with Motorhead paved a lot of it for me. And it was sad to hear that. But that riff, when I first heard it, I've been playing guitar about a year and a half, and wanted to learn it because I thought it was cool. I heard it, I think, on Oz FM's Metal Hour with Deborah Birmingham. I'm not sure. I think that might be the first place I ever heard it. The only other riff that I can remember back at the time really being obsessed with was Michael Schenker and Only You Can Rock Me. I always liked that. So kind of learned those, mediocrely of course. So today I'm going to talk at you a little bit about to you young fellas just starting your cover bands and bringing songs into rehearsal. So everybody plays their instruments. The drummers are sort of unaffected in one sense that they don't have to worry about tuning in keys, like what key we're playing it in, as much as the bassist, guitar player, and keyboard player. If you're lucky enough to have one, which I covered in my last lesson playing keyboard parts on guitar. So you're home and you learn the song, you bring it in, and the singer can't sing it, and then you're all up in arms because, oh wow, the singer can't sing, and that might not be the case. One second cover band I ever played in, one that was a little bit more serious and looking towards getting gigs and things. We had a guy that came in and he could sing the crap out of like pretty much anything in standard tuning for the most part, and then we decided Motley Crue were the biggest band on the planet at this point, and we decided we were going to bring in a couple of Crue songs. I think like Same Old Situation. I think we were going to do Kickstart My Heart too, and we brought him in and he couldn't do anything with them. Like they were killing him trying to reach that range. So we left it alone, and we were all disheartened. And it was probably a few months later, another man who we lost way too soon, and somewhat a little bit of a mentor, I suppose, for me going to the music. If anybody ever went to CV Music in Bay Roberts, Gerard Drover, who gave me little tidbits of little point-sized morsels of information and advice that I still carry around today. And one of the things that he informed me was that maybe you got to change the key, and I was like, what the hell does that mean? He goes, you got to change the key. You got to tune your guitar down or change the chords for the singer's range. And that didn't make sense to me at first because I didn't understand it, as I was still up and coming and learning and didn't have a clue about transposing songs. But he was right. When we started dropping the guitars back half step and stuff, now Motley Crue goes down full step for Vince Neil. stuff started to work a little bit differently. It's a bit of a pain in the ass because I had one guitar and I had a Floyd Rose, so the same thing with the other guitar player in the band. So every time we did it, we'd have to, in rehearsal, we'd have to switch everything out and retune and all that old crap. But anyway, nonetheless, it works. So if you're home and you got your head into the whole learning a song note for note and picking it out, and you're proud of yourself and you bring it into rehearsal, and it's like, great, now I can't fucking do it. You might want to find a key that the singer is comfortable singing it in. And we do it all the time, whether I've got the drop pedal there now, which is like having another guitar, really. For anything that goes a half step down that we might want to do. And that's mostly for the harder rock stuff from the 80s, because like your bands like AC/DC and Van Halen, Guns N' Roses, all tuned to E flat. They went a half step down. Rat, all those guys. So you either have to have another guitar tune half step down, because you don't want to bring dead air into the thing tune and trying to tune your guitar while you're in the middle of a gig, because that'll take people from the dance floor and they'll lose interest and go over the bar and start slamming shots and don't care about dancing then, and you're not having fun. But you have that option. And another thing we do is if we got more of the acoustic jangly happy songs that need to go up, I'll use a capo, or I'll bring the song up by just switching around, transposing the key of the song. One of the songs that we had to do was the sickly Wagon Wheel, which I believe is in the key of A originally. We changed it around to the D, so. That's how we ended up doing it after. So instead of doing that A, E, F sharp minor, D, we just, and then repeat the A, E, D. We went with D, A, B minor, G, and then D, A, G. And it worked. People still know the song. People still hoot and holler for it, unfortunately. I think before COVID-19 happened, I think we successfully got 7 gigs without playing that. But now, with that being said, we still had to go back to Brown Eyed Girl. Anyway, that's my thought for today. For, like I said, some young bucks out there trying to figure out why their singer can't fit the song into the set list because he can't sing it. Not necessarily because he can't sing it, it might be because it's not in his range. And, some singers like Axl Rose, I think it was actually documented that he had a 12 octave vocal range. Mariah Carey has like 8. But I think like 99% of the singers out there don't have that to go. And they can't use capos on their voice, and they can't use drop pedals. They can't bring another voice in with them and shit like that. So it's up to the band. It's up to your guitar player and your bassist. And if you're lucky enough to have the money to have a keyboard player or whatever, it's up to those people to help the singer find the right key. So anyway, folks, let's keep watching those live streams. And let's go out and support those bands. I know Greensleeves are still promoting some live music down there. I know Shamrock City are supporting live music, and Shamrock City here in Goulds, the Goulds. Really cool staff, really cold beers on tap, really good food, and it's one of the only places, and I'm not knocking across, so let me just put on my armor here. And it's one of the only places I can go right now, and I don't mind listening to the Irish music. It doesn't drive me crazy after a while. And I'm sure some of the guys that play Irish music don't want to come in and listen to Wagon Wheel. but that's it. But get out and support everything. I know the Cripple Creeks are playing tonight up in Avondale at the RV Park place. It's an outdoor thingy. Good on them, because they played last week too, so that's great. And my good friends, and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing this right because I haven't actually physically talked to Charlie in a while. Everything's been through text. Gibbet Hill are playing at Bucky's Bar. I'm not sure of the official location of that, because when I grew up over there, it definitely wasn't Spaniards Bay down that far, but that's where it's listed to be. We would have called it Tilton, pretty sure. But they're playing there August 29th, so cart your arses into there and see that. If you live over there and you don't go see these guys, if you went to St. Paul's High and you graduated from 1987 to 1991 and you don't go over and see these guys, you should be ashamed of yourselves. And you should send Charlie money, okay? So go check those guys out, and anyway, have a safe weekend, stay safe, don't touch anybody, and don't let anybody touch you. And that's about it. I'll see you guys next week. Cheers.